Hello, grade 9s. We are on 5.4. So we've got 3 lessons this week, and then review and a test next week. And then after that, we've got measurement and geometry left to go, and we'll see how far we get through those. All right, so let's start. I'm just going to do what's on your handout today. It won't be a long day for sure. So I want you to try these. I do want you to pause and try though. Okay, so a streaming service charges an annual fee of $45 plus 50 cents per downloaded song. A, if you download 150, what do you pay? And B, if your bill is $238.50, how many songs did you download? Please pause and try those. Okay, so the first thing that I would do, I would make a cost equation. So 0.50 times n for the number of songs plus 45 bucks. And then for here, I would just sub in 150 plus 45. This should be becoming second nature by now. So half of 150, so 0.5 times 150 plus 45 is 120. 120 bucks for 150 songs. And part B is the hard type. So this is the bill, so this is C. C. So we plug in 238.50 for C. The rest of the equation stays as is. My pen's acting up. Now we solve for n. So step 1 is to subtract 45. So you subtract that initial value from both sides. So 238.50 minus 45 is 193.50 equals 0.50. And so what this tells us is that if you take off that initial fee, you actually spent 193.50 on individual songs. Each song costs 50 cents, so we divide by 50 cents, or 0.50, or we divide by the number attached to n. It's the same thing, right? So I'm hoping that you're starting to see why we divide by the rate of change all the time. Because in real life context, it actually does make sense. So we got 387. So n equals 387 songs. Pretty sweet. That's a lot of songs. Okay, example 2. And then you've got a couple of practice questions, and that's it. Super quick lesson today. All right, here we go. 2 car rental companies charge different amounts. Alamo charges $125 plus 15 cents per kilometer, and Budget charges 90 bucks plus 25 cents per kilometer. If you were driving to Bracebridge and back, which company is cheaper? So for me, Bracebridge is about 20 kilometers each way. Okay, so that's 40 kilometers. Okay, so let's try this. Let's do the cost. So C equals 0.15K for number of kilometers. You can use N or whatever, it doesn't matter, plus 125. And then the other one, C equals 0.25K plus 90. Okay, so let's do the cost for Alamo. I'm going to call that CA. So this is going to be 0.15. Again, for me, it's 40 kilometers there and back. You can use a different number if you want. Okay, so 0.15 times 40 is 6 plus 125. Whoa, 131 bucks. So $131 to rent a car to go back and forth. The cost of Budget is 25 cents per kilometer, so that's a lot more per kilometer. So they charge more per kilometer, but less, 90 to start instead of 125. So let's see how that works out. 10 plus 90 is 100. Okay. So even though they charge more per kilometer, it actually works out being cheaper. And that's because we're not going a super long distance. Okay, what about to Ottawa and back? Well, let's see here. navigate from Gravenhurst to Ottawa. All right, 375 kilometers. Holy cow. All right. So to Ottawa is 375, and back is 375. So the total is going to be 375 times 2, so 750 kilometers. So 750. Okay, so let's do the cost of Alamo. Is 0.15 times 750 plus 125. So 750 times 0.15 plus 125, 237.50. 237.50. And the cost for budget is going to be 25 cents times 750 plus 90. Oh, sorry, over here, which company is cheaper? Budget was cheaper. Okay? And let's finish this one. I would love for you to pause and try to finish up some of these without me, but that is up to you. Plus 90, 277.50. So budget was cheaper to go to Bracebridge. Alamo's cheaper to go to Ottawa. So which company is best? Well, obviously it depends on how far you're going. Okay, so explain when it is better to use Alamo and when it is better to choose budget. So what you could say choose Alamo if you're going far and budget if you're not. But let's try to find the exact distance where they're the same, because at some point they're both going to cost the same. So what we'll do here is we'll do number, whoa, I wanted to have the pen here. So number of kilometers, and then up the side we will do cost. Okay, so we got to find some nice numbers here. Well, we know where they both start, right? 90 and 125. And we know that somewhere between 131 and 237.50, the costs are actually the same. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to break the axis, and I'm going to call this 90. Okay? And in terms of kilometers, well, we know that nothing happens before 40, and probably not for a bit. So I'm going to break the axis, and I'm going to start at 50. Okay, so I'm just going to waste one of the blocks here. And I'm just going to waste one of the blocks here as well. We just want to have as much space as we can. And so where did I say I was going to start here for the cost? I was going to start at 90, that's right. Okay. So let's go up by, I don't know, tens. So if we go up by tens, we got 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190. Ooh, I don't think that's going to be far enough. So I think we're going to go up by 20s. So 90, 110, 130, 150, 170, 190, 210, 230, 250, 270, 290. Hopefully that'll do it. And now for the kilometers, let's go 50, and let's go 150, 250. Let's do that. 150, 250, 350, 450, 550, 650, 750, 850, 950, 1050. Okay, now let's plot some points. So for Alamo, It starts at 125. So this is 110, 120. So it starts at 125. We don't have 40 kilometers, so let's go to 750. So for 750 kilometers, it was 237.50. So 750 kilometers, 230, 240, so it's about there. And honestly, I'm just going to draw a line with those 2 points. We'll see how we do. Okay, so again, this is for Alamo. I've just taken 2 points that I knew. The initial value is an obvious choice. And this other point, and you'll notice they're not exact. I'm not stressing out about how close they are or anything like that. And now for budget, we know that budget starts at 90 bucks. So for, oh, I got lucky. I got so lucky. I broke the axis, but then I assumed it started at 0, but it actually did. Look at this. 0, 50, 100, 150. Oh, that's good. We want that initial value, right? We want that initial value because then we can plot it on the graph. And I got really, really lucky. Hopefully you see how I got lucky there. So for budget, the initial value is 90. Now here, this is 40, but we don't have 40. So for 750, this one costs $277.50. So $277.50. So 270, 280, so just shy of 280. And then we draw our line through these 2 points. And this is a concept that we're going to go over another entire day. So if you're a little bit lost right now, that's totally fine. Now what we do is where they meet, that's going to be a really important point. We put a dot there. And now what this is going to tell us, if we draw a little dotted line down here, check this out. So if we draw a dotted line down to here, we draw a dotted line over to here, this tells us that these 2 lines meet when the distance is a little over 350. So Alamo is our red line, budget's our blue line. So my question, I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I would do this in class, and I encourage you to try to answer them. So remember, Alamo is red, and budget is blue. So if you were going 50 kilometers, would you choose budget or Alamo? So 50 kilometers, think about that, is right here. Go up to the lines. Which line do you get to first? You get to the blue line first, which is budget, so budget's cheaper. What if you're going 150? Still blue, or budget. 300, still blue, or budget. Now what if you're going 1,000 kilometers? Well, now the red one's cheaper. What about 700? Still red, still Alamo. 450, still Alamo. What if you were going 350? They're very close. I think it might be blue still, but somewhere around 350, they're about the same. So let's just say this. Choose Alamo if you're going more than about 350 kilometers. And choose budget if you're going less than about 350 kilometers. And if you look at the questions that we did up top, Bracebridge is less than 350, we chose budget. Ottawa is more than 350, we chose Alamo to go to Ottawa. Okay, I think that is it. I have a couple of questions for you at the end. I'll just put this entire page up here. You can pause it and take a look. There's a lot going on here today. Remember, we're going to cover this stuff again. This is just a bit of an intro. So do try that homework. I'll post the solutions later today. And as always, if you want help, reach out. This Thursday at 11 a.m. I am going to host a live help session. If you want to drop by and ask some questions, please do. All right, thanks folks, and as always, good luck.